Greetings from Washington, D.C. My name is Dayana M. Walker, and I'm originally from Northern California. I was raised there, I went to high school there, and then I traveled halfway across the country to come here to Washington, D.C. And I've been here now for almost 10 years. According to Robert Greene and his book Mastery, I would probably be in the determining my own circumstances phase. My field of interest would be music. And as far as where I am and just talking about my personal journey, I've been singing since the age of 8, and I know that music is my passion and what I'm called to do. I feel most at home when I'm on stage. I went to school, did my undergrad, so I was trained for 4 years in acting, singing, and dancing. And then shortly after, I became a part of the music industry here in Washington, D.C., and now I've been with my band for over 2 years. So that definitely is probably an internship or apprenticeship, however you want to look at it. So right now, I'm currently in the phase where I'm ready to determine my own circumstances with music. As far as who I desire to become, quite honestly, I desire to become a voice of expression, one that travels the world and lets people know how I feel, and hopefully that will affect the mass through song. It could be through dance, through spoken word, through motivation, or just simple life lessons. A few key insights that I've taken away from Mastery after reading the 5 main strategies would definitely have to be probably first and foremost that Mastery takes sacrifice. It's going to take patience. It's not going to be easy, and it's hard work, which a lot of us, thankfully, are no stranger to. I would definitely identify 100% with the primal inclination strategy because I've pretty much known what I've wanted to do since I was a little girl. I discovered my life task then, and I've just been on a hunt to chase after it ever since. And it's something that I have never gotten tired of, and I could do every day for the rest of my life and not get paid for it. But I know that the money will come. So as far as the Darwinian strategy, I've learned that you do play a lot of games whenever you search after what other people want you to do versus what you want to do. And in the book, it actually talks about choosing 2 ways to go about finding or occupying the perfect niche, which is the Ramachandran versus Matsuoka path. I actually prefer the first because I think it just makes more sense to be able to work in a field that you've already discovered, and then as you're doing that, you find things. On page 35, it does actually say you spend so much time with these games that you have little time left for true mastery. And you're seduced into such fields because you see others there making a living, treading the familiar path, and you're not aware of how difficult such a life can be. Thankfully, I didn't have to go through the rebellion strategy of the false path, or at least I didn't have people who I was rebelling against. So that was not the way that I came upon what my life task is. I've always had very supportive parents, and I have a very supportive family. However, I do understand it's easy for anyone to end up down the wrong path. I mean, it's very easy for you to stray away from your life's task, especially as you get older, and that voice, as they call it, is no longer there. It's very on and off. And a lot of humans are approval seeking as well. So they're always seeking the approval of others, and that definitely is the main factor in whether or not you are following your life task. Let go of the past. The adaptation strategy. I've seen this on firsthand from my father. He went through something when he was younger, when he was in the military, and it's been something that he's never really been able to let go of. And he's very skilled, and he loves a lot of things. So I think that he definitely was holding on to that for a long time. But after a while, and after he became older, I actually saw him use that to his advantage, and he adapted to make a change. And he actually uses those skill sets, and he uses that experience now. On page 40, it says, you don't want to abandon the skills and experience you have gained, but find a new way to apply them. Your eye is on the future and not the past. So last but not least, I'd like to talk about the find your way back life or death strategy. This is the one that I really want to expand upon as far as my own experience. Although I'm a very hard worker, I think that I definitely lack discipline, and discipline can be something sometimes that is translated as hard work. So on page 43, it talks about how the way back requires a sacrifice. You cannot have everything in the present. The road to mastery requires patience. And this course and just reading this book could not have come at a better time. So you'll have to keep your focus on 5 or 10 years down the road when you will reap the rewards. And of course, we hear that everywhere. You have to do something between the numbers of 5 to 10 years to really become successful at it and to become a master. Now, the specific turning point for me, as far as the strategy is concerned, was as soon as I graduated from undergrad and I became a teacher. I quickly realized it was something that was not for me, or at least not in that specific field, and that really is what made me return to what my life's task was. I was so miserable that the only thing I could think about was music, and the only thing I could revert to every day was my dream. My dream career path is for the world to hear my voice and be affected by my work. And like I've mentioned before, that would be song, that would be dance, that would be spoken word, that would be every form of the arts, and that would also be just through motivation and experience. And I've also always dreamed to own a conglomerate of businesses. So I think in the next 3 weeks, two of my goals would be A, to get back to updating my YouTube channel and my blog consistently on more of a regular basis so that people can actually see and hear my voice. And also, because I have my sights set on my business and I'm building the brand as my foundation right now, I think in the next 3 weeks I would like to really do the research and set a goal date to have my business logo copyrighted. With that being said, thank you for listening to everything that I had to say. This project within itself was very enlightening, and I'm excited for what the rest of this year is going to bring.